Greetings to all. Myself, Rahul Sanskar, a member of NEXUS, the Student Alumni Interaction Cell of the Institute of Technology, Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya. We are back with a new episode of Achievers Talk. This time, we got the honor to have a conversation with one of the achiever, Mr. Anmol Sahu, sir. Many of you must be knowing about him. And for those who might not know, then let me tell you all that Anmol sir was a student of BTech Information Technology batch 2018 to 22. He also served in multiple startups and has a very good network, and his efforts in mastering various skills helped him in grabbing a job at ZYNGA, a gaming tech company with a massive package of 23.2 lakhs. We welcome our achiever Anmol sir. Heartily congratulations, sir, on the tremendous success, and I hope that our conversation today will help all the students and motivate them to achieve something prestigious.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Milan, for having me.
It's our pleasure, sir. So let's start from the very beginning. Sir, what were your expectations when you came to the college for the very first time? What target you have had as a beginner?
When I joined GTU as a fresher, I had no experience and no idea what I have to do after my graduation. And the only aim we can had that is to get into a TCS or Infosys so that we can get a job. But with the time, I learned so many things and had a motivation and aim to get into a product-based company. So I prepared for this, and that's how I in Zinga.
So in today in this world where everyone is involved in the coding environment, irrespective of branches and fields, what different did you do than others that you were offered this job?
I also did the same. I also practiced coding questions on Lead Code Hacker Rank. But what extra I did lots of internships and contractual jobs and freelancing jobs. Like as you can check my LinkedIn profile, I had more than 6 internships, various contract jobs, freelancing jobs. So those experiences helped me a lot while grabbing a good product-based opportunity or getting a good referral from the peers over the LinkedIn. So that's I would suggest that you have to go extra mile for getting a big success because everyone is doing coding and learning and rote learning all those typical subjects, DSA, algos, and computer networks, 3BMS. But you have to do some practical implementation of those things. So this will definitely give you extra edge to grab a good opportunity in future.
So as we all know that you must be having very good projects and internships before sitting for the placement opportunity. So how can we build our personality and skills so efficiently so that we stand much more forward, like we stand much more forward than others for getting such good opportunities?
First of all, to get a good placement, either from on campus or off campus, you have to be a very proficient on your core subjects. Your resume should be very strong. Like whatever you will present on the resume, that would be count and that would be scanned throughout the interview process. So first of all, the main responsibility of a candidate to make a very good resume, a resume which contains good projects, contains a good internship, where you describe your projects very briefly. How did you made it, and what impact that project creates. Similarly, goes for internships. What business impact you did on that internship, what you learned, and what value you add in your tenure. So this thing is very important while creating a resume. So resume building is also a good skill. Apart from that, if you are going for off-campus placement, the one important thing I would suggest that networking is very important. I got so many referrals from companies like Google, Meesho, Flipkart, and all the product-based and FANG companies you can think. I gave interviews in all of those companies, but hardly get any final offer. But I am satisfied that I get at least interview call at very early age of my career. So the only reason is that I got the opportunity because I have a very good resume, I have a good networking skill, and also the communication skill and presentation skill to present my CV and my skill set to a person who can refer me.
So, sir, what is the appropriate time to start developing our coding skills and problem solving skills? Because generally, students ask that some students don't have a coding background since their schooling time. So for them, what is the exact time that one should start developing his both coding skills and the soft skills from the first year itself or from the next years?
Uh, as far as preparation is concerned, I also hadn't any coding experience in my school days. I was maths Hindi student during my school days, and I started coding from the day one of my engineering. So you can start preparation of your target, either is a soft skill or a technical skill or any part of the personality. You can start preparing from the day one of your BTech. So it's not any particular fixed timing that you have to start from there. I started from day one because I know that at my time there was no placement scenario in GGU. So I clear that I have to go for off campus and to clear a good company. So I prepared a couple of languages like Java and give a couple of certification from NPTEL. So I had a Java certification at that time, and also I targeted a couple of freelancing jobs since my second semester. So from that part of time, I'm earning and working with professionals and consultants. So as you can see that there's no fixed time that you can have to do in that particular year. If even I saw a couple of cases like couple of my batchmates started in their third year and end up with a good decent opportunity with them. So I think it's a personal choice, but I will suggest that if you can't study heavy subjects like DSA and the DBMS at very early stage, at least work on your personality and communication skills so that it will help in a in the long run.
So, sir, there are many disturbances students face in the engineering life. So, how to actually manage those disturbances and be focused on the right track, and also to maintain the flow of continuity.
So can you please explain what kind of disturbance you are talking about?
Disturbance like there are many people sometimes get friends that distract one from studying. They are pretty much inclined to traveling and all. Like uh, they actually disturb the person who actually wants to study. For example, someone is sitting in his room and all of his friends floods in the room and they just start passing their time, and there are many others. So how actually to manage them side by side with the studies?
So I would suggest every batch and every person had same problem. Even my friends are very keen to me and very enjoying in nature. So I won't complain that I got disturbed by my friends or by anyone. It's I settled my priorities from a very first day. So I would suggest that you have to set your priorities, like what you want to do in your life and in terms of your career. At the same time, you have to maintain a good relationship with your friends and family. You can't avoid and ignore them completely because they're a part of your life. But to a greater extent, you have to prioritize your career. I also had similar situations like sometimes my friends want me to play and roam with them. So I'd never denied them because there's a certain time to enjoy your life, enjoy time with your friend because this is your graduation period which never came back again in your life. So you can't miss them as well. So I would suggest you have to keep balance along with your studies, along with the preparation, and also your life with your friends and the enjoyment part of the BTech. So it's on a personal choice. Like you have options. You can give 8 hours to study or 8 hours to just to chill and doing time pass. So it's a personal choice.
But there are also some other disturbances like class politics, and some people get jealous, so they envy from us, or there are many other sort of things. So, how actually to ignore them? Because many students at this particular age don't know how to ignore such disturbances.
It's typically about priorities here. मतलब, if you can't prioritize your time, if you can't take serious decision on your own for your career, so you can't handle the office politics or your friends politics or whatever it say. So you have to be strong, like very strong commitment with yourself, like what you want to do. If you're very strong and very clear about yourself and your career, you will don't mind about such incidents and politics and cheating from your friends. So these are the part of the game. You have to deal with in your own way. Everyone faces that situation, but don't take them seriously because after 4 years, you won't you will go back to your home. Your friends will go back to your home. Only one thing you will take with yourself is your job placement or a good grade score. So don't take them seriously. Take seriously the two things. Either you have to take your career seriously or your uh, personal life. So it's your personal choice totally.
Okay, so a friend of mine has asked that at what point of time one can decide that one should go for GATE or maybe CAT or for placements or higher studies. Like, what is the determining factor, and at what particular time of the engineering life one should decide this if he or
I would
she is
say
confused.
I would say it's a totally self-awareness. If someone is self-aware from the day one that I want to go for a job, then he should or she should go for preparation. Or if he or she sure about that they want to go for a M.Tech or a master's, so it's a totally self-awareness. But I would suggest like BTech of 4 year degree is a great time to explore so many things. You can explore with the internship, you can explore with the projects, you can explore with the research part as well. So I would suggest to go explore different things and paradigms uh, of a stream and then decide. So I think after the first or second year, there's a decent time to explore various things. Like I made projects since my first year. I made a couple of games in Android, front end applications. So I realized that I have to go into that part, but I end up in a DevOps engineering right now. So I explored all those things and then decide to go what I want to do. So similarly, you can do with yourself. Like you can explore several things, and you can give mock tests. I also prepared for the CAT, had a 90 percentile, but never choose to go ahead with the MBA program. But I explored that I am sure that I don't want to go for MBA in India. So I think one should explore before taking a final decision.
So, as we all know that you have served in many startups in Bangalore during the COVID period. So, how was the experience getting a job while still being a student?
As I said, like getting internship is a matter of fact that you have to be a very strong in your CV, very good resume to portray your projects, portray your skill set, and also a communication skill that you can convince the interviewer that you are a good asset for them and would be a good resource. So I would suggest that getting internship is not a big job, but you have to be prepared for that. I also had a lots of rejection to get a first internship, but the fact that first internship helped me to get other internships. So the only thing and the only difficulty is to get a first one. So prepare a lot, reject a lot, fail a lot, and learn a lot to get a first opportunity. And that first opportunity will help you to grab other opportunity with the time. And I have to suggest that be patient because it's not a miracle and not a very tough job. But you have to take a time to learn and observe things that where you are going wrong and what could be the scope of improvements. So you have to be sure that what kind of internship you want to go because there are so many my batchmates that they are doing training in the name of internships. I never did any training. I did only a paid internship where I got paid for my job. So be sure about that what you want to do, and be patient to get the first opportunity.
So, what is the job role offered to you by the company right now?
So at ZYNGA, I was offered site reliability engineer one. It's similar to DevOps engineer. Like there's a stream that which manage with the cloud computing and servers. So this is a totally same responsibility where I manage uh, containers and the automation part. I do scripting and the on-call process is also there. The on-call is like you have to be with the servers where the peak time is there on. Like where you say, for example, with the Misho, I had an interview with the Misho, and they told me that there are some situations like when there's a sale or any high customer user base, so you have to be on call. Like if there is any failure, you have to figure out on the real time. So this is also part of my job. I have to be on call. I have to be on call to figure out and troubleshoot the issue of high user base at the same time at different global locations. So site reliability is responsibility of managing cloud servers, of containers to deploy application, deployments of the application at different servers and environments to get deployed over users of the company and product managers, testers to test the build and to ensure that the whole cycle is running fine. So my job includes these kind of responsibilities.
And last but not least, what were your expectations and experience with faculty here in college? And how do you sum up your college life?
My experience with faculties are quite decent. In my department, in IT department, all the faculties are very nice and humble. Most of them try to teach us so many lessons apart from engineering. I learned a lot from them. I want to share one of my incident that before Corona, uh, one of my professor used to tell so many stories about their life experiences. So in that class, I waited after a technical session that he will tell a good story. So I wait for that, and I make sure that I will ask at least one question from that. So those stories and those experience taught me lots of lesson in my personal life, and those lessons will help me in my professional career as well. And one thing I observed that our faculty members always try to give a good engineering graduate as well as a good citizen of the nation. So I'm thankful for that they always try to help us and made us a good engineer as well.
It was very nice talking to you, sir. Thank you very much for sharing your valuable experiences. This will surely help students, and it was my honor to have a conversation with you. We got to learn a lot. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the success and happiness to fill your life that you desire for.
Thank you, Rahul.